feeling low, I can't talk, I can't know where we've been and where we'll go. It's my chance to let you go.
Hi, how are you? How do you usually answer this question?
I'm fine.
Really?
Absolutely. I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm all right. Great. Awesome. Couldn't be better. We all answer this question every single day to different people, maybe in varying degrees. But is it possible for us to feel this way every single day? It's all right to answer people who ask us casually how we're doing, but do we honestly ask ourselves this question every single day? And are we honest enough to answer ourselves as to how we actually feel today? And when you do ask yourself the question, do you ever get an answer which says, today I feel low, depressed, sad, alone, lost, demotivated? The question is it all right to feel like this? Of course, we have loads of people around us who might want to jump in and say, it's all right, everything happens for the best. Okay, let's consider this scenario. You set your alarm for 6 a.m. and you spring up when the alarm rings, you switch it off, and when you check your screen clock, it reads 9:15. You have a meeting lined up at 11 a.m. in the office. You rush into the shower, and while you're at it, you realize that you don't have a pair of iron pants because it was raining the previous day and you'd left it out to air just to quickly iron it in the morning. Somehow you sort yourself out, grab your breakfast on the go, and rush out of the main door, only to notice that your car tire is punctured. You fish for your phone in your pocket and open up your Uber app, book that Uber, which is 7 minutes away, and it arrives. Although those 7 minutes seem like 70 to you, you hop onto the back seat and, maneuvering through all the traffic, you get to your office. And you realize when you're about to pay him that you've forgotten your wallet. So once again, you fish for your phone and then you realize that there is no internet connection there. So holding your phone in different angles and trying hard to get that internet connection, you make that payment and finally run towards the elevator when you just feel a splutter on your shirt collar. It was just a crow flying by, doing its job. At this moment, you're trying hard to brush your shirt collar and still make it to the elevator when you don't see the step and you trip on it really bad and fall on your face and you're bleeding from your nose. The security calls the office. Before you realize it, you're in your office cab with your colleague being escorted to the hospital. And your colleague says to you, don't worry man, hota hai.
अरे भाई झूठ है अच्छे के लिए होता है.
How would you feel if you were in that situation and someone had to say this to you? We have people like these all around us who tell us what we need to do and how we need to feel, so much so that we tend to question our own feelings and emotions. This whole positivity thing has blown so much out of proportion, and all of us are aiming to be positive, so much so that we do not realize that we're living in denial of the so-called bad emotions like sadness, fear, grief, anxiety, etc. Having an expectation to stay happy at all times makes us live in a false positive bubble which blocks us from feeling real emotions. The last few days were not that upbeat for me, so I spent some time watching content on happiness and how to be content, how to live a happy life, and how to do things that you love, and how we can love our lives every single day. Honestly, I started feeling worse for feeling low and demotivated. I felt like if I'm not able to maintain a positive attitude throughout, am I even a good enough human being? Those of you who've already been following me might have an idea that I try to bring to you authentic content, which is why it is so important for me to understand and feel what I am presenting, it just gives me a better understanding of life and a more sensible approach. The things that are more realistic in experience, I try and keep Sense Life with Seher. But my question is, how can you feel like a whole human being if you just experience one side of human emotions and feelings? The more we struggle and avoid our uncomfortable emotions, the more they're going to show up in different ways. We might display displaced anger. We might want to isolate ourselves from our loved ones, or it might show up in the form of ailments and stress. We may find alternative ways to deal with them, which may not be the best option, like drugs or alcohol, etc., which might make our situation even worse. We might resort to these substances to help us feel better, because we're never taught how to feel awful. We've never been told that it's all right to feel awful. We all have societal pressures of being happy and positive all the time. So what do we do about this? Well, when life throws lemons at you, don't rush to make lemonade just yet. Observe and accept those feelings. Stay with them for a while. As awful as they are, believe me, they won't kill you. They don't need an instant reaction. Just let them be there. Understand and accept why you're feeling a certain way. I feel this right now because of this. Once we are calmer, we're able to self-talk ourselves out of that situation. We're able to deal with that situation in a much better way. We learn how to cope and overcome those emotions instead of dismissing or brushing them off instantly just for want of living up to a positive attitude. The ultimate goal is to move to the positive side, but not without dealing with what is on hand already. So all we need to do is balance out our emotions and allow ourselves to accept and feel the negative side of the emotions, if at all they need to stop by, and then overcome them in a proper fashion to enable us to move on to the positive side without jumping on positive statements or without wallowing in self-pity. Thank you for listening to me. This is me, Seher, requesting the hashtag positive vibes only to make way for the fresher and truer hashtag real vibes only.